Hey there, this is Logan Crockett with Full Circle Music. I am coming to you from our recording studios here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we are here today to answer your questions about the music industry. So you guys asked, what are the top 3 music apps in 2019? Well, I have a list and I'm going to give it to you. So, top 3 apps, music apps, 2019. There are, of course, a lot of music apps out there. In this video, we're only going to touch on a few, but these are 3 that I've found particularly useful in my life and around the recording studio. As songwriters, one of the most important things that we need to do is we need to get the ideas and thoughts and melodies and all that kind of stuff that is inside of our brains, and we need to get them out of our brains. We need to get them recorded so that way they don't have to live in our memory until we go to write a song. So fortunately, most phones, most mobile devices have some sort of recorder app built in on iPhones. They call it voice memos. Apple also has a specific app called music memos. But with music memos, the thing I don't really love about it is that it just takes a very long time to load. By the time you pull it up and actually hit the record button, it just takes several seconds. And when you're trying to get a song idea out of your head, those several seconds can really matter. So I'm not a huge fan of music memos for that reason. Voice memos is pretty decent. That can take a little bit longer than I want it to sometimes. But the main thing about voice memos is there's oftentimes like a lot of other things I might want to record. Maybe I have a business idea, or maybe there's just a thought that I need to communicate to somebody else later. And I might use the voice memos app to record a lot of that kind of stuff. And the problem is if I also record a bunch of song ideas using the stock voice memos app, then I'm going to have these song ideas, but then I'm also going to have all this other audio content. And then when I actually go to write a song, you have to just sift through all of it. It's not just a clean place for only song ideas. So I like to personally have a dedicated app that is solely for nothing but song ideas. And my favorite app for that is called Quick Record. And like its name implies, the reason I love it so much is because you literally launch it and then it just it's very fast to actually start recording. You can launch it and you can hit the record button, and that process is very, very fast, faster than both music memos and voice memos. But it also has a feature where you can literally set it so that as soon as the app launches, you don't even have to hit a record button, but as soon as the app launches, it's just automatically listening, which is great. So it's just the fastest way to get something from your brain onto some sort of memory on your phone as fast as possible. So I really, really like that app for that reason. Another app that I'm a very big fan of, I love simplicity. Sometimes there are a lot of apps that can do a lot of things, but it can be a little bit confusing sometimes how to get to the exact right thing that you need in that exact moment. And I'll give you an example. One of the most important things that I need just on an occasional basis is some sort of piano. Maybe I'm trying to figure out what key a song is in. Maybe I'm trying to figure out what a certain interval is. Maybe I need to just play out a melody for some random little reason. Having access to a piano, easy access to a piano on your phone is really, really valuable for a musician. And of course, pianos are built into a lot of other apps. But the problem is, with a lot of other apps, you often need to launch the app and then take out a menu and kind of go into this other thing and then pull up the instruments and then select piano. And it takes you like 8 clicks, depending on what you're doing inside that app, to actually get to the piano. What I need, again, is it's all about simplicity and being quick and just getting it done. So when it comes to using things on my phone, just having the quickest option is so great. And that is why I love a particular app called The Piano. Now, there is a free version of this app which has some ads, and then there's a paid version. It's like a few dollars, and that's ad-free, and I believe that's called The Piano Pro. Either way, they both do effectively the same thing, and they're just a very simple, clean piano that launches right away. You don't have to go through any other menus or do any other weird stuff. You just get access to a piano, which as a musician, as crazy as it sounds, just a plain piano app is one of my favorite apps of all time for my phone. That is totally true, and I highly recommend it. The last app is going to be kind of a stock answer, if you will. But it's an app that comes on a lot of phones, Apple devices specifically, and that is GarageBand. GarageBand, unlike the app I just talked about, the piano, GarageBand is definitely one of those apps that's a bit more involved, has a lot of stuff going on in it, and like I said, if I just need to do some simple stuff like quickly record a song idea or quickly pull up a piano. I love the other two apps, Quick Record and the piano that I just mentioned earlier. But it's definitely, there's something so magical, something so beautiful about the fact that in this day and age, we can actually have an entire recording studio in our pocket. You can go on a plane, you can go on a trip, you can be tucked away somewhere, away from the rest of the world, and as long as you have your phone, that's all you need to literally have an entire recording studio that you can do all this amazing stuff on. So that is why I think GarageBand is so valuable, why it's worth learning. It definitely, there's more menus, there's more things involved to really get the most out of GarageBand. It means you're going to have to dig into it and learn what it can do. But it's very rewarding if you do. As a matter of fact, here at Full Circle Music, we have tons of professional artists and songwriters come in all the time. And a lot of times we actually have people who will come in with a song started on GarageBand, started right on their phone, and then that'll be used in the songwriting session, and it'll kind of morph into some other things maybe. But it's interesting because actually, often enough, some of those original elements, the original sounds, the original instruments that are literally straight just from GarageBand on your phone, end up on the final version of a professional record that hits radio. So a lot of people may not realize that, but GarageBand really is that good, and that is why I would definitely recommend, if you haven't really dug into GarageBand, it is worth digging into. If you're on an Android device, we have recorded another video that talks about some alternatives to GarageBand if you're specifically on Android. But at the same time, iOS devices aren't that expensive. You can get an iPod Touch, which can do all this GarageBand stuff, and you can get that for $200 new. So for the sake of having an entire recording studio in your pocket, that is definitely worth it. I will go ahead and in the description below, I will include links to all three of those apps, and I'll also include a link to the video that talks about the GarageBand alternatives. All right, thanks for watching. If you learned something, if this video was helpful to you, we really would appreciate it if you would go down there and hit that like button. It's super quick, super easy, super simple, and it does make us more friendly with the YouTube, so that would be awesome. But more importantly, we're actually doing a whole lot more videos just like this one where we are answering the internet's top questions about the music industry. And so if you aren't subscribed to our channel and it sounds like you would love to hear our answers to some other questions, then please subscribe so that way you don't miss those. Also, speaking of questions, if you have any more questions, maybe there was something you weren't sure about regarding this video, or you're wondering about a completely different topic in the music industry, go ahead, go down to that comment section and write your question and let us know what's up, and we would be happy to get back to you and answer that, or maybe even make a future video about it. The last thing that I want to let you know is that at Full Circle Music, our team has created an awesome resource for you, totally free, and it's just a free mini training class that teaches you exactly what to do if you really want to have a career in the music industry. So if you would like to check out that free class, and again, it's totally for free, you can click right over here, and if you click on that button, then you should get immediate access to that class, and that would be really cool. Or if you would rather go and check out another video that answers a top question about the music industry, you can do that by clicking right up there.